Hello guys, welcome to part 2 of Core Java. In the previous video, we have seen about Java fundamentals. If you haven't watched it, just watch it because there will be a link to topic by topic. And also, I am not going deep into it. I am just focusing on mainly the brief concepts about a quick revision, or you can say mind map about the topics. So in this part 2, we will see about object oriented programming. In simple, it is also for these principles it also called as object oriented principles. So for short notation we call it as OOPS, and we have four topics in it: encapsulation, inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism. So we have four concepts like this, and before going deep dive about into it, we should know about class and object. So class, uh, it is a collection of variables and methods, and object is an instance of class. So after that we should know about some variables. So we have instance variables, we have class variables, we have local variables. So in this instance variable is a member of a class, and here class variable is static member of a class, and local variable which it is used in methods mainly, which will be used in the main method to perform a task. So after that we have one concept, that is garbage collection. So in this garbage collection, it collects the unused memory, that means unused objects, and the system implicitly, that means on its own, it collects the unused objects after completing the program or maintaining, or after some time, whenever the variables are not used, it will collect the unused variables. So we have one more concept, that is arrays. We can define arrays as a collection of homogeneous elements or collection of similar data elements. So after arrays we have concept called methods. So method is nothing but group of statements in a single logical unit. That means there will be a group of some statements, like if statements or loops or anything you can say, they will be used as a single logical unit which will perform some useful operation. And the advantage of methods is mainly like uh, they are reusable, and they can be used for modularity. That means module by module we can maintain the program. So after that we have some concepts on a method, that is method overloading. That means it will has same name but different parameters. When we say add with two parameters, when it is overloaded, add with three parameters it will have. So after that we have method overriding. So in this method overriding we will have same name and same parameters as well. So if we take a method like run, it will have a parameter like speed, it will have some value. After overriding in child class, it will have the same name with same parameters speed, but it will contain a different value, that is method overriding. So after that, it is a small ternary condition to describe about when to use instance variable and when to use instance method and when to use class method. If you have instance variable in the class, or when you see instance variable, you should use instance method, or you should use class method. So if you have instance variable, use instance method, or if it is not instance variable, use the class method. It is a ternary condition like I have shown you. And we have another concept called as constructor. Constructor is nothing but it will have same name as class, but with no return type. It can be called as a special method in Java. So it is, and based on constructor we have some techniques like constructor overloading. And while in this constructor overloading, we will add one parameter in it, or we will add some parameters in it, just that is the difference. And after that, let's go deep dive into our main object oriented principles. So let's see about inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but creating one class from another class. So it is just like deriving from one class, we can say, like extracting the properties methods from parent class by the child class. So we have some inheritance types, so I will write some only. So we have single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, we have hierarchical inheritance, and we have multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance and multi-path, or sometimes there may be default as well. So I will write next line. So these are the types of inheritances in which we in Java, before going to interfaces, there is these three only possible: single, multi-level and hierarchical. As these three contains like interfaces, we can't implement it before that. So it is about inheritance, and we have relationships in Java. So we have two relationships mainly, that is ECA relationship, which denotes the inheritance, and we have has a relationship which denotes composition. So I will just take two examples so that you can understand about these things briefly. So ECA means whenever we the child class is derived from parent class. So a car is a vehicle. A car class is derived from vehicle class. So okay, don't confuse about it. A car is a vehicle. Here car is a child class, vehicle is a parent class, and has a relationship. An employee has a number, an employee has a house address. So it is composition. In a class you will see some constructors. In the constructor we will compose everything, that is so just like employee will have different attributes, that's it. Is a relationship for inheritance, has a relationship for the composition. So these are about relationships. And we have one more thing, the next concept in OOPS, that is polymorphism. Polymorphism means it will take uh, more than one form. So it will have the same name, but it can be defined in more than one form. So you can relate it to method overloading and method overriding. So after that we have some concepts before going to other concept, that is super keyword. Here super keyword, it refers the parent class object or parent class constructor. If you use super keyword wherever, it will refers to the parent object. And we have final keyword. Final keyword means it restricts the user. If you declare a class with final, you can't inherit it. If you declare a method with final, you can't change it, you can't override it. If you declare a variable with final, you can't change it. So that is about this final keyword. And we have the next concept, we have access modifiers. So just a minute. So in access modifiers we have private, and then default, protected, finally public. So when it comes to private, it is within the package only. That means its access is really less. When it comes to default, you can take it within the class. And when it comes to protected, within the class and outside the class by using the child class. When it comes to public, we can outside the package, inside the package, outside the class, inside the class. It has no more restrictions. Excuse me. So after that we have a concept like upcasting. Upcasting means assigning an object of subclass to superclass. That is upcasting. And we have downcasting. Downcasting means assigning an object of superclass to subclass. So we will shortly write it. So object of subclass to superclass. So here when it comes to object of superclass to subclass, so yes, we can write it like this. This is about upcasting and downcasting. So that means in upcasting, a subclass object reference or object assigned to superclass. In downcasting, object or object reference of superclass assigned to subclass. So here we go to the next concept, that is abstraction. So in abstraction, briefly we can say like showing necessary info and hiding background details. So for example, you can say like if you have a ATM near you, you can say like it shows only you the main screen, that is necessary info whatever you want. You don't need how ATM works. Yes, you got my point, I think. you just want to withdraw money from an ATM, or just you need to check your balance only. You don't need to know about like how this program works or how this mission works or how it gives us money. That is about abstraction. In abstraction, we have a concept called interface. So interface is a collection of public static final variables plus public abstract methods. So yes, interface is a collection of these two. It is a collection of public static final variables and public abstract methods. So in interfaces, also in abstraction, before that in abstraction, there is a lot of things like about concrete method and null body method. So I am just going briefly into it. Please check about it. And after interface, interface will be implemented by the class. Interface will be extended by another interface. So just remember it. And we have the final OOPS concept, that is encapsulation. In this encapsulation means binding of variables and methods into a class. So you can simply say like if you have a tablet into it, so just assume like I have a headache as well as some pains, and also I have some cough as well. So what they will do, they will include all these chemicals into a tablet. So like that they will encapsulate it. Likewise in encapsulation as well, we will bind all those whatever required variables and methods. So methods we will include it, according to it we will include the variables also in it into a class, and all this included into a class like they were encapsulated. So this encapsulation is really helpful in real time applications. So this is about object oriented programming and about these concepts. So here we come about the end of part 2. So in this picture you can see there are lot of people in it, so I included for this video. Yes, it is a lengthy video. This is the lengthy video because it is an important thing about it, about this whole core Java. So that's it. We will meet in another video.